Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Japanese Tech Tree Heavy, the Type 71. This is a tank that I actually really enjoy for a lot of reasons. First of all, the gun is actually quite solid on the tank. Sure, it doesn't feature the most damage per minute at 2,410, but its dispersion, aiming time, and on-movement dispersion are actually very solid, especially the on-movement. People don't realize that the Type 71 is actually quite accurate, especially when moving, but it doesn't really disperse that much, which makes it super enjoyable for me to drive because I like accurate guns. It's got decent penetration, and armor-wise, the vehicle is incredibly well armored, which means that putting it frontline, you'll actually get a pretty solid chunk of bounces. Add that into the fact that the Type 71 also features two very unique and different sets of equipment that allow you to essentially have two different playstyles. I think the tank is super fun. We've improved vertical stabilizer, and we have improved suspension. Now, improved suspension increases this tank's mobility, especially the traverse speed, going an additional 7 degrees a second more, allowing this tank to easily weather through opponents in front of it. The improved suspension is very nice, but improved vertical stabilizers increases your gun depression by 3 degrees, going from 6 to 9. Now, normally I run improved suspension because of the fact that it does give you a much greater boost when you're on any type of terrain that is not hard. As well, it's just better because of the fact that when you're going into the front line, you can wiggle more, which allows you to get more bounces. It lets you get in and out of situations a lot faster. So mobility is usually key. That's what I always like to say. But gun depression can be key if you get on a map that requires gun depression. Something that I would definitely like to see, which people have also pointed out in the comment section, is Wargaming should have a system where, you know, like we have the boosters at the bottom. Well, Wargaming should have an equipment selection, just like World of Tanks PC has, where you can choose what equipment you want to run before the battle starts. Let's say Wargaming has an update where you have 2 different equipment slots, and you can choose what equipment you want separately, and then Wargaming allows you to pick 1 or 2 when the battle is starting, depending on what lineup and map you're on. That would be really, really cool. I would love to see an idea like that brought into the game. So, yeah, that's actually something I would really like to see. Let's shoot at the Sheridan, and there you go. Great on-movement dispersion, allowing us to get a shell right into the Sheridan already. He did get a shot into our Chieftain, but honestly, that's a win on our side, because obviously the Sheridan does not have nearly as much health as a heavy. So, in this battle, I'm going to go wide. I'm not exactly... Oh, boy. Never mind. I lied. I'm not going wide anymore. You guys can do whatever you want, but it's, well, maybe. I don't know. We got the Leopard in front of us. The problem is, we also know that the heavies are probably off to A, which they are. Let's get a shell into the E100, though. There you go. Nice bonk. This is where running gun depression on this vehicle is obviously quite a big an advantage. Now, with the IS-4 at A, we do have to be a bit cautious, but at the same time, not too worried, just because of what exactly is going on right now. IS-4 gets shot once. I'm going to poke as well. Maybe we can get a heat shell into his vehicle. Bonk. There you go. A pretty big low roll at only 287, but we were still able to pen him. Also, that Leopard just got turned into toothpaste. Alright, well, not too bad of a result so far. We've got the enemy 60 TP and the rest of the enemy team in front of us. Get a nice pen right into his vehicle. We also got the AMX-30B bouncing us at the back of the map, which is pretty solid. As we can see, the type is working pretty well so far. The gun is accurate enough to get shells into the enemy 60 TP, and I trust the armor enough that even if we do poke these players, I probably won't be penned, at least quite easily. So let's aim it on the 57 Heavy. There you go, another nice pen. Let's back up. That Chieftain actually got quite a lucky bounce from the from that E100 there. Alright, well, let's reload again. We got the 60 TP showing me his entire frontal plate, which we were able to get a pretty easy pen into. So let's just back up here. There you go, E100 cannot penetrate us in this angle, and we're just going to poke him. Nice pen into the E100. Just like that, we're up to 3,000 damage. And it's a great example of the gun on this tank. I mean, sure, again, only 2,400 DPM. But you obviously don't need damage per minute to get out solid chunks in this game. Our VK-72 finishes off the enemy E100, which is obviously a pretty solid situation. And the IS-4 bounces us with a standard shell. We are going to load a standard shot right into the IS-4 for 380. We've blocked 1,700 damage in this game, which is a lot. I mean, that's a very, very substantial chunk of damage. Now we're going to make our way into mid. The T-57 Heavy is already dead, which is obviously very good for us. 60 TP's right in front of us, and there you go. Another great example of this vehicle's armor just getting the job done. Now, because we're running gun depression on this tank, we can just sit right here, just get him right in the lower plate. The Sheridan's off to the side, and the 30B is also off to the side. We're just going to try and make our way over towards that Sheridan. I doubt we're going to be able to, but maybe we'll get one more pen out. Actually, yeah, we should be able to get one shot in. Here we go, over the ridge, and bonk. Nice, 418 shot. Just like that, we did 5,000 damage this game. I mean, this is the type. 5,000 damage in this battle. The vehicle is just so good. People really don't understand the Type 71, and there's a lot of people out there that always complain about this tank. The gun's accuracy is bad, or, I don't know, the armor is unenjoyable. I've personally never understood it. The tank looks fantastic. It's incredibly flexible. The gun depression module allows the tank to be great on any ridgeline. The mobility module allows it to be great on any frontline position due to the angling and overall armor. So, yeah, 2,200 blocked this battle, and 5,067 dealt. We didn't ace the tank, but that makes sense. We didn't get any kills, so unfortunate for us, I guess. We actually really didn't even get the opportunity to kill anybody, but again, very solid battle. That chieftain also helped us out quite a bit, so good job to him, dealing 4,200. Not a bad first result at all. Let's do one more game and see if the Type 71 can do just as well. Here we go, second battle up against us. What do we have? An STB, T110E5. I mean, they got some strong, heavily armored tank destroyers. They have a 263 and Minnow. Not necessarily as scared of the 263 because of the fact it doesn't have the most premium pen, which is good for us, and it also is not a great tank for gun depression, so we'll see. If worst comes to worst, I can drive wide around B and probably hop into C hull down. But we'll find out. We'll see what the enemy team ends up doing. You can definitely see, though, with the gun depression equipment added on, that this tank is not nearly as fast as the tank with mobility. So we got a nice shell into the enemy Object 752, and he got shot by our Object 752, which is already a pretty good situation for us. That E5 is a lot further back than I thought he was, so I guess that's good, though. We were able to shoot down the one part of the fence. I hate those fences. Either way, we got the Minnow in front of us, and let's see. Is anybody going to poke? I don't think that 752 is going to poke again, I'll tell you that. I might just drive in. I'm very tempted to. With the Minnow in the back, unfortunately our 57 Heavy has bled a pretty solid chunk of health, but oh, we are spotted. Well, at least our upper plate armor once again is good enough to give us a bounce. Huh, this is not a normal battle. We got the E5 up top, and also saw that fence break. Let's see if we can spot anybody in that fence. Come on. Anybody there? Interesting. Alright, well, not as much as being seen so far. I'm going to go wide, as I said before. If nothing happens here, I'm going to step wide and try and make... Oh boy, but my 752 is bleeding a lot of health, and medium side looks like it's not doing all too good, although we do have a lot of TDs in the back. So, as I said, I'm going to cut around base B and drive into C. Oh, we got the enemy 752 here. Bruh, what? Oh my rat. Alright, well, not necessarily what I had in mind this game. 752 still off to the side, but yeah, this is probably going to be a loss, if I'm going to be completely honest here. Our team is obviously not doing the best of jobs. We do have the Minnow, which we were able to get a very low roll into, 280, but at least it's a pen, so it's a little bit of damage to add to our pallet. Let's reload again and see if we can get another pen into the Minnow. Bonk. There you go. Another nice shot for 320. This is why I always run calibrated shells. It does give you that opportunity to penetrate shots that you normally would not be able to get out. So, we got the Minnow who went down low, and we got the T110E5 who's up top. Let's just drive around here. Oh boy. Great job from my teammates. We got the E5, which not able to cut that shell into. At this point, I am basically single-handedly holding off all of this side of the map, which is obviously not necessarily what I want. Let's see. We couldn't pen the Minnow with any of our standard ammo, but that's fine. Wow, what an awful team I got here. I really don't know what to say. There you go. Nice pen into the Minnow's lower plate. Thank you. And now we're just going to back on up like this. We do have the E5 off to our side as well, but nothing that, again, we shouldn't be able to handle. There you go. Nice pen again into the Minnow. Nice bounce as well. I'm just going to not even bother to use our repair kit. We're getting some nice pens out here, which is definitely bleeding the enemy, which is obviously what I want. There you go. Nice pen into the enemy T110E5. We've dealt 2,000 damage at this point, which is a decent chunk. Nothing insane, but again, it's a decent chunk. Unfortunately, my 183 missed a fairly easy shot there, but a nice shell into the enemy E5. There you go. Look at that again. A nice bounce on our hull. Let's back up. We are literally holding this all by ourselves essentially at this point here, which is... that's an unfortunate bounce. But yeah, this is quite a painful game. But again, this is what the type is so good at. It's just holding opponents. It holds them so dang well. Alright, well, we got the waffle in the back. Nice shot into his vehicle. Let's back up again. Oh boy, but then we got the STB on our butt. Alright, well, with the STB there, we're obviously not going to be able to just sit and chill anymore. So, let's see if we can get a shell maybe into the E5. Come on. He's so close to showing me the edge of his turret. I'm just going to wait here. I mean, we should be fine at this current position. There you go. Nice pen into the E5 again. Waffle's probably going to pen us here. Yep. STB's still on our rear. At this point in time, I'm actually just going to push up. We're going to get a nice pen into the E5. There you go. Nice. All right. We've pushed off the 2 and 10 E5, which is obviously very good for us. Let's see if we can get one more pen into his vehicle. There you go. Nice 425 roll. Another bounce, but look at the base cap. I mean, with the base cap being this high, it's really not going to matter what we do in this situation. I'm going to get another pen into the 2 and 10 E5, but it doesn't matter. Look at the base capture. Even if I had stepped into base C, which some people might try to arrogantly point out, wouldn't it change the fact that the other base cap was still fully captured, and it would have just probably killed me a lot sooner. So yeah, I did the best I could have in that situation. As we can see, the Type 71 is an incredible vehicle. It has 4,220 damage block this game, and 4,400 delt. I mean, that's an insane amount of damage. What's crazy is that even with us dealing this much damage and blocking this much, we lost 40,000 credits due to the fact we had the shoot heat. It showcases just how stupid the credit earning is right now in Blitz. It should not lose you credits when you deal this much damage. But either way, we really did the best we could have in that situation. The gun depression really helped us hold there, and our gun did fine. Just unfortunately, our team was absolutely dookie. Our heavies were the major problem. I mean, our 183 was holding fine, our YAG was holding fine. Our Progetto didn't do great, but the real problem was our 57 heavy dealing 0, and our 752 only getting out, what, a 1600 before he died. If our heavies had been able to hold better, we definitely could have won that, but unfortunate. The Type 71 is, at the end of the day, a fantastic heavy. It's a vehicle that has a great gun that I personally average around 3,200 in, and I'm able to go 75% win rate in. It's just such a good vehicle. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.